The US President, speaking at the 69th session of the UN General Assembly, called the actions of Russia the main threat to the world, even more terrible than international terrorism and Islamic fundamentalism. One of the reasons for those words could be the information that the new Russian sea-based cruise missiles, the deployment of which Putin announced at a meeting in Novorossiysk, zeroed out the American domination. On September 10, Russian news agencies reported that President Putin had personally headed the Military-Industrial Commission. For reference, in 1938, due to the severe situation in the world, the USSR government established a Military-Industrial Commission within the Council of People's Commissars, the main task of which was defined as to prepare the industry to manufacture and supply weaponry to the Red Army and Navy. During the Great Patriotic War, all the defense industry control functions were delegated to the State Defense Committee. And Stalin personally chaired the committee. An interesting fact is that out of 9,971 regulations, 98 documents currently remain classified. On September 23, Putin arrived at Novorossiysk to hold a meeting on the port's development. At the meeting, Admiral Vitka reported to him about the construction of the Black Sea Fleet base in Novorossiysk. In particular, Admiral said, the submarines, which will be based here, have long-range cruise missiles, and covetousness of these submarines' departure from the mooring places in Novorossiysk is much higher than in Sevastopol. And when Russian President Vladimir Putin asked what exactly the range of these missiles was, the commander of the Black Sea Fleet of the Russian Federation said, more than 1,500 kilometers. Putin's surprise is that it was believed and officially announced that the Klub cruise missiles used in Project 636.3 submarines for the Black Sea Fleet had a range of 300 kilometers. Unexpectedly, it turned out to be 5 times more, and according to some sources, even 7 times more. It fundamentally changes the balance of power in favor of Russia, especially in the Mediterranean region. Currently, 3 Project 636.3 submarines are in commission: Novorossiysk, Rostov-na-Donu, and Stary Oskol. Until 2018, the Black Sea Fleet will receive 5 more submarines, each of which will be armed with the Klub-S missile system, having 18 missiles. Totally, 144 missiles. Further, 9 small missile ships of Project 21631, (3M), will be included in the Russian Caspian flotilla. These ships equipped with pump jets, if necessary, can be based even on the Volga, as they are specifically designed as vessels of the River Sea class. Each guided missile boat is armed with 9 Klub missiles. 3 ships are already in service, and the rest will enter into service until 2018. Totally, 72 missiles. Grand total, 216 missiles. Thus, the Black Sea Fleet controls the vast region of Europe, Middle East, and part of Asia. The ship-launched sea-based missiles with a range of more than 1,500 kilometers are capable of destroying the U.S. bases in Italy, Israel, Iraq, and Afghanistan, the U.S. airbase in Sirleck in Turkey, the British airbase in Cyprus, the United States 6th Fleet base in Naples, the United States 5th Fleet in the Persian Gulf within 10 minutes. An interesting fact, the Intermediate-Range Nuclear Forces Treaty signed by Moscow and Washington in the FAR 1987 prohibits Russia to deploy land-based missiles with ranges of more than 500 kilometers. But this prohibition does not apply to sea-based missiles. By 2020, Russia will place the following number of the Klub-S missiles: the Yasen-class nuclear submarine Severodvinsk, 24 missiles. The Yasen-M-class nuclear submarine Kazan, 24 missiles. 11 Project 971 Shchuka nuclear submarines, 24 missiles. Totally, 264 missiles. 4 Projects 945 and 945A nuclear submarines, with titanium hulls -24 missiles each. Totally, 96 missiles. 21 Project 877 Portus diesel-electric submarines, 18 missiles each. Totally, 378 missiles. 7 Project 885 submarines have been laid down, 24 missiles each. Totally, 168 missiles. 14 Project 677 Lada diesel-electric submarines have been laid down, 18 missiles each. Totally, 252 missiles. Totally, 70 delivery vehicles and 1,178 missiles. The missile has a high explosive fragmentation or dispersion warhead weighing 450 kilograms. Just one missile is enough to destroy a cruiser or a destroyer. To destroy an aircraft carrier, 4 missiles with the usual charge are needed. A nuclear warhead can be fitted on the missile. But this is not a technical, but a political question. It all depends on the will of the Kremlin. And if the missile is equipped with nuclear warheads, they become a strategic weapon. The Klub missiles have a surgical precision and are able to suppress the enemy's anti-missile defense. They are also able to retarget in flight and destroy moving targets. On September 29, 2014, the world media reported the Caspian Summit, which was attended by heads of the 5 Caspian littoral states, Russia, Iran, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, and Azerbaijan. The participants of the summit agreed on a political statement, which intended to eliminate foreign armed forces from the region, primarily the USA. On July 26, 2015, a new edition of the Maritime Doctrine of the Russian Federation was signed, which assumes the naval presence of the Russian Navy in the Mediterranean Sea on a permanent basis.